KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here. Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Houston, Texas. It is 6:03 a.m. on this Tuesday, May the 14th of 2024 with Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam. Hi. The official end of the school year countdown is on with my children. Is it on with yours? They're like, Mommy, I have 11 and a half more days left. And I'm like, okay.
That makes it go
Teachers
longer.
are counting too.
I was looking at the different school districts. HISD goes all the way till June 5th. Like the earliest ones getting out are like May 23rd. That's like Katy, Fort Bend.
I mean, we
Alief.
went to the 15th, the 17th in Delaware.
In June?
Yes, absolutely.
When did you
Yes.
start?
That's
Kev?
late.
So like October 1st? When
That's
did you
what I'm
start?
No, we always started right after the day after Labor Day.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we
But
did.
to go till June 12th?
Oh, yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
crazy. How many
That's a
snow
long
days did you
year.
guys have? My gosh.
Well, yeah.
A lot.
We usually
That's what
had
I'm
about
thinking.
a week's worth of snow every year.
Yeah, you had to factor
Wow.
that in.
That's why.
God, it was fun.
It was. Snow days were the best days.
It was the best because you'd get up and you'd listen to the radio and you'd be like, oh, please, please say my school. Yes.
And-
We'd get out and we'd just be praying for snow and then we'd see like, we're like, oh, that's not enough.
You know how
It's gotta be a
arcane
lot.
it feels now to go back in your memories and think how you had to get the communication from your school? My school in Meyerland was not ever on the radar for like the news. If there was a flooding event in Houston growing up, which there always was, and the news would tell you what schools are closed, I knew that we would never see St. Thomas's name on there.
Which is weird because Ireland floods a lot.
Exactly.
And it's big.
But they would never, ever be included in that list of like if the schools are closed. I just always knew, well, we're not going to find out from the news. So how do we find out? People had to call the school to see if anybody made it to the school to tell us if there was school.
It wasn't even like a recording that says,
No.
this is...
School is out.
Right.
No. A physical person had to be there to answer the phone and tell every single person calling
gosh.
is their school.
Busy
God.
signal.
Is that crazy?
It sounds so like
That's what I'm saying. So
ancient.
arcane.
Yeah.
It's so arcane.
Or
Like
do
to
they
think that's
telegraph
how-
you guys the news?
There was something about St. Thomas that was never like included in the list. So now if we see things, if there's a lot of rain and it makes a list, I'm like, wow, it made the
I
list.
just feel like big markets like Houston, it's like there's thousands of schools. And we can't, even back then, they can't say every school.
Right. They
I
couldn't
guess
say
you guess in
every
the
school.
counties. But a lot of counties, sometimes, certain counties are not flooded. Because here you're not going to get snow, obviously. Where I grew
Yeah,
up, it
yeah,
was
it's usually
small
right.
little farm towns, so they would say your name.
I don't even
You're
think
right,
we
that's
had
the best feeling.
I didn't think we had a school district. We just had like one school in the town.
Well, you KDISD.
No, like up north, when I was
Oh.
a little kid.
Yeah, but you said you were
trying
like
to think.
8 or something.
You were like 10 when you moved here.
Yeah.
I don't remember
So
much.
not little kid, like not 2.
Well, no, not a
Speaking of
toddler.
the
or
East
anything.
Coast, Sam, how was your the trip? Looked like a little
You
fun
get back
time.
2 hours ago?
Except for,
Yeah.
except for the yesterday, sounded
I
like
am
a
so
crap show.
salty about yesterday. I'm gonna
What time were you supposed
probably
to
not
land?
talk today. So my flight was supposed to be at 12. I got on, was seated, gave Santiago snacks, was ready, was on the plane for an hour, and they're like, "Yeah, we can't go, so we're gonna ask everybody to deplane
Oh,
Because of the rain here.
because
We
of
had
the rain
terrible lightning
here.
storms. They
And
shut down the
then-
So wait,
airport.
noontime Pennsylvania time, you that means you got to the airport like what, 10:30 or 11?
I got there. Well, we left so it also takes almost 2 hours to get to the airport from my parents' house.
So you started like at 8 a.m.
We started really early with Santiago, really early. And that kid is like super picky eating right now. The only thing he would eat was French fries and his little pouches, like the yogurt
Yeah, yeah,
pouches. And well, I can only pack so many pouches.
So by the
it's
time you
like-
get on the plane for the 12 o'clock takeoff,
Yeah.
you're on the plane like what, like 11 something.
We were, it was probably I think they started boarding like 11:45.
Sure.
Plane was maybe at 12:30 or something.
So by 1:30, after sitting for an hour, they said
We're
get off.
Yes. They gave us the option if we wanted to, hey, you can get off, but 30 minutes we should let you know if we're going to be able to take off or not. So we were on the plane for an hour. He was fine. Thank God I had a seat beside me because Santiago was an infant lap seat, meaning he's sitting on my lap. I didn't pay for a ticket for him. But luckily there was a seat beside me, and then
nice.
the guy beside me, like I was window, middle seat was open, and then aisle seat. The guy was like, oh, I got 7 kids. You're fine. Like whatever your baby wants to do, Not going to bother me. I was
Sweet.
like, God
That's
bless.
great.
Thank you
That's
so
awesome.
much. So we're on there for like an hour, and then they're like, okay, yeah, sorry, we can't, travel. Mark's keeping me updated with the weather. And so I ended up not getting on a plane again until 7 p.m. And then
Pennsylvania time,
yes,
which is 8 p.m. for us.
No, 6.
6.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're
Yeah,
an
y'all
hour
are an
ahead.
hour ahead. Right.
So
Okay.
I was supposed to be home by 6.
Oh, yeah. That's enough.
What'd you
And
do
so-
all day at the airport?
Literally just sat. They took my stroller, so I'm trying to deal with the
no.
stop,
Trying to hold
like a
him?
toddler, a carry-on, and my personal bag item.
So you can't even go
with
to the
my
restroom.
baby.
Like, how you go, like,
You got to bring him with
Yeah,
you.
I
that's what I'm
couldn't.
saying, you gotta carry all that thing, try and go to the
I
stall.
couldn't pee. I just kept changing his diaper and giving him things because
There are some bathrooms though that have the toddler little booster seat in the.
I couldn't find any of them
Oh,
there
that's
in
the
BWI.
worst.
And so luckily he was a trooper. I was telling Special K his new favorite thing is to go, hi. And so he waves and he goes, hi. So he kept saying hi to everybody. And I'm like, Santiago, stop being social right now.
That's so cute.
Mommy's not wanting to be social. So we finally got on the plane and landed. I think I texted you guys like 9:30. And then it took Mark almost 2 hours to finally pick me up at the door because
Everybody
IAH
was backed
traffic
up.
was so backed
I
up.
told you, IAH
So what-
is a nightmare.
Well,
Wait,
they waited
He was sitting in like a car line for that long.
Yes.
To get into the airport.
Yes.
because the
Yeah,
ground
it's
stop.
terrible.
Because
you
of
know,
the stupid ground stop.
all the planes came in at one time
Yes.
at the end of the day, and so that everyone had to come and pick
Because I
up.
went to departures because I knew arrivals was going to be insane.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to departures
You couldn't even
and
get up there.
he couldn't get up there.
Oh,
He could not get up there.
my
So I'm dealing with
gosh.
Santiago. Like it was
You could have
You
gone
would
to
have
like
been
a
better off.
different.
miserable
We
yesterday.
would have been better off just Ubering out of there because they have
But Uber
Ubers.
has to get in as well.
Couldn't get in
What
there
No,
either.
but they have all the Ubers like right there.
No, they don't.
No, they
You
don't.
have to get
Ryan.
in there.
It
They
was-
can't wait. You have
you
to, like,
should have seen the
circle,
line.
It's like
of
cabs.
circle.
people. It was
Oh
insane.
my God,
Also, I didn't have a
nightmare.
car seat for Santiago, so I had to wait for Mark to get me.
Right,
So I didn't
Uber
get
doesn't
home
have car
until
seats.
after midnight. And it was just, it was an amazing experience to be with my little brother because
For
I went back
college
for his
graduation.
college graduation. But yesterday was, I think, the worst day.
Has it made
of
you rethink
my
traveling
freaking
with
life.
your son again?
It wasn't his fault.
No, I
he
know,
was
but I'm just
amazing,
saying, like,
but
having-
I just.
I just look at the weather and go, oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to
Not
stay one more
flying
day.
today.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, lightning
that's
had
true.
struck.
You could have taken. I mean, I don't know, like what your vacation day schedule's like, but
awful.
almost like that's worth it to say sorry. Because really, here in Houston, it was catastrophic.
It was really
Sam,
bad.
Yeah.
it was so dark at one point. It looked like it was nighttime outside. I was like, "What is happening right now? This is
I
darker
was
than
at
it
my
got for the
dentist
eclipse."
getting that crown put on, and the lights were going off.
Oh my God! Well, that
That's
thing is
not
on
good.
in your mouth.
Yeah, right when they got got it to on the back.
Did the drill stop?
Right when he got it done, he's like beating time. He goes, it flickered. I'm like, and he's like in the 8th floor,
Oh no!
overlooking
man,
610 and
Can you imagine
59.
getting electrocuted during that? The flukiest way to get electrocuted.
I even saw one of the ladies I know, and she's like, walking. I mean, where'd you come from? She goes, I took the stairs. I wouldn't take the elevator.
No.
I'm like, I'm taking the elevator. I'm taking a chance. I'm
Because
getting the hell out of
lightning
here.
struck
Oh, man.
59 right over by Channel 2. There was lightning strikes.
Yeah, it was all in that
I mean, it
area.
was all over the place. Yesterday,
Then it stopped, and then it was after like
was nice.
3:30.
But then it came
3
back
o'clock.
again for me.
It came back
This
again
area.
for me too, and then it was like 7-ish something. Like it was so interesting because even my daughters noticed. They go, "Wow, look, it's dark. It was a dark sky, but the sun was at the tops of the trees because of the sunset." I was like, "It is dark and sunny at the same time. This is so odd." But it was a bad way here on the ground. So I can imagine every single person flying in or out of Houston.
Well,
was
lightning
delayed and
lightning
just a
did
nightmare.
strike the runway yesterday, so that's
Gosh.
why it was all closed.
Yeah, once that happens, they're not going to. They'll ground crew or leave.
They said they had to fix the actual runway because
Really?
the lightning damaged it, and they had to shut down that
Patch it
actual
up.
runway. And
Which-
that was a hobby.
Oh, hobby has to say which airport. Man, so
Well,
yeah,
I'm glad you made it home at least.
Safe and sound.
Finally.
yeah, but when you're home, then you came and relax.
Go take a nap.
And get up in like 3 hours.
Go
Show's
relax.
done.
Thanks.
Now she has family coming in now, so she can't relax.
Oh no! I mean, I'm in now. Like,
Flip the script.
just play some drops. It sounds like Sam's here. Play the dragon noise.
We can do the AI Sam.
It's radio. No one knows. They can't see.
She'll probably be
Well,
nicer.
yesterday, Sam, during the crazy rain, we were about to do a game on the show. We were going to do a no name TV game. We'd already done the intro and everything, like it's the no name TV game, and then boom, phones fried,
Oh,
and they have not worked
Yeah,
since.
yeah,
All we can do is call out.
We can dial out, but nobody can
And
call in.
text. People can text us at 37530. If we were going to do an open phone conversation like on Fridays, yeah, we can't. Because we can't. Because the rain fried the
We got
lines.
listener line calls. We got Dater's
Yeah.
Ditch, Revenge.
Yes, try
Right, Tuesday,
Tuesday.
Ryan's got his potato chips.
Oh, you're going to finally try this. I hope they're still good.
I'm going to look and see if I...
You only bought them 3 weeks ago. If those chips are
They've
old,
been in there for like about a month or so. You think they'll still be good?
Potato chips usually last like 6 months. It says Best By date.
Okay.
You know, Kevin and I, Best By is a suggestion.
Oh, yeah.
Right after that.
Give me that.
Forget that.
Does it taste dusty? Okay, I believe that.
Dusty.
Kelly Clarkson and Whoopi Goldberg had a conversation that has sent the world on fire yesterday when it comes to weight loss. Oh, my God.
she lying.
I felt like it was an AI conversation. I had to actually seek out the video so I could see it for myself. We'll talk about that in Scoop. Here's your weather for today.
It's actually going to be gorgeous. So we're getting the polar opposite of yesterday. Lots of sunshine today. It looks like a high near 90, 89 right in there. Right now, 66 degrees and 6:13 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Movies, music, TV, and all things Hollywood.
Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
On KRBE.
All right, I want to remind you guys that it is concert week at Live Nation, livenation.com. You could get tickets, some for only $25.
I haven't found that yet, but sure.
Well, the different shows.
That's
different
the ones he's looking
prices.
for.
Yeah.
You're going for the hard.
Missy Elliott?
Yeah, Missy Elliott. Seriously, I could not find one single $25 ticket. And I even went through the portal and the page with the promo page that said $25 at the top of it. No.
Well, maybe not that one then.
Well, Kevin's birthday is coming up. Maybe we could get him a ticket.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of QVC.
Oh, I thought he was the millionaire.
QVC one.
Well, he's like most millionaires. They don't have the cash.
He's a gillionaire. Who's that? The gillionaire.
But there are a ton of concerts on that page, so I'm sure there's got to be something out there.
Megan Trainor is one of them, not Megan the Trainer, just Megan Trainor, as I was calling her yesterday. Cynthia Woods Pavilion, October 13th, around 7:40. We'll give you the keyword to win those tickets. You can go to livenation.com on your own and see what shows are available for what prices and plan your concert year, because it's pretty much what's happening. Today's the last day of Live Nation's concert week. So yesterday on the Kelly Clarkson show, Whoopi Goldberg was a guest. And first I heard the clip before I saw the clip. And there has been a rotating AI-generated video of Kelly Clarkson ever since she lost weight that you can tell is not her because it's talking faster than the mouth on the video is going. Anybody seen that in the last 6 months?
No.
In the last 6 months, that was coming up on some of my reels. And I was like, that's not real.
Or maybe
What
it
is
just
this?
doesn't match because, like, sometimes I turn my TV on.
Yeah, maybe it's
It's
delayed
out of sync.
recording.
So you have to shut it off and then turn
Or
it
did
back
they
on.
say it was AI?
Because if it was real, this would have been a story like it is today. That's why I had to double check it. Because when I heard the clip versus seeing the clip, because I follow Kelly Clarkson's show on Instagram. By the way, the number one complaint of the people that follow the Kelly Clarkson show, including mine, now that I've seen it so much, is they never list who the guest is. And today, everyone's a celebrity. Because every time she's talking to somebody, it's not something like, oh, Whoopi Goldberg and Kelly Clarkson. That's what we know. It's people that you're not familiar with and they're up and comers, and she'll have these fun clips on her Instagram.
Say who it's
and
with?
people say, oh my God, for the love of God, who is this? And all the comments are, who is this? Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? And it's like some fourth player from like whatever the new movie is coming out for Challengers.
Somebody should look at that then.
Exactly.
Social media there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
In this clip, it is Whoopi Goldberg talking with Kelly Clarkson, and she discusses her weight loss for the first time as Whoopi Goldberg brings up her own weight loss, which she's been open about.
Every time I run into you, you look younger. I don't know you're like Benjamin Button. It's like crazy every time you walk in.
First of all, it's all the weight I've lost because I've lost almost 2 people.
I have lost a lot as well.
I see.
Yeah.
I'm doing that wonderful shot that
Yeah.
works for folks who need some help, and it's been really good for
No,
me.
mine is a different one than people assume, but I ended up having to do that too because my blood work got so really bad.
And it's great for people like us who have, issues.
My doctor chased me for like 2 years, and I was like, no, I'm afraid of it. I already have thyroid problems. I was afraid, and everybody thinks it's Ozempic. It's not. It's something else. But it's something that aids in helping break down the sugar. Obviously, my body doesn't do it right. But seeing yourself.
Yeah.
Like I didn't see it.
You don't realize
I was watching it. We were in my house and you were like watching it to I was gonna release it, and then all of a sudden I paused it and I was like, who the is that? My heaviest, I was like 203.
Yeah.
And I'm 5'3.5".
Yeah.
What? Yeah. So that's my heaviest. But it's funny though because people assume, oh, she must have been miserable or depressed or whatever, and I was like, no. I was not. And I think because your people are with you the whole time, so it's gradual.
Yeah.
You don't even realize,
It's
right?
crazy.
It's gradual. Yeah, anyway, you look wonderful,
Thank you.
and I'm glad you feel wonderful.
Whoopi Goldberg said that she had reached 300 pounds before she started the shot.
Really?
Wow.
So she's been able to lose. She didn't actually say how much she's lost.
Said 2 people.
She said 2 people.
That's like.
And I'm kind of surprised that Kelly Clarkson brought it up that way. And I wonder sometimes.
She said she wasn't miserable, and yet she was going through a divorce.
Well, yeah,
at the
it's
time.
different.
That's why she's probably happy.
Yeah, she's probably happy.
Get the hell out of that.
The other thing, too, that I thought was very interesting is see how the way it sounded? That's why I had to seek out the real video to see it, because there was a clip of her show yesterday on her Instagram, but it wasn't this one.
Well, she's not going to put that on.
Well, isn't it weird that she wouldn't put that on, Eric?
But people.
Because she's admitting that she's
She doesn't
taking
want
something.
people to know
Yeah,
too
she's
much. I
taking
mean, she does,
something.
but she doesn't.
Right.
But
She's in the conversation.
Right, but here's what I was going to say
Afterward.
to you, Eric, as an executive producer of the Roula and Ryan show. In all the years that we know about the behind the scenes of the Tonight Show and things like that, like Jay Leno, Letterman, whatever, the guest has a reason to be there to promote a movie, an album, whatever it is.
Yep.
And you will preface that with the host of the show, so y'all go down that lane to talk about it. I almost wonder if, like, when Whoopi and Kelly's people got together, they said, okay, well, Whoopi's going to talk about this, and Kelly wants to use this as an avenue to talk about her own weight loss finally, like with somebody else who's doing this, because I feel
think
like it
came
was
out
a
of nowhere.
setup.
I feel like Kelly just
an organic
she
conversation.
was asking her, and she was talking about her, and she just topped her. Like, oh, I did too.
That's
And
what
then
I'm
she
saying,
started
because it was
going
more
into it.
about Kelly's journey than it was about Whoopi's. That's why I was wondering if that was
think she got
they
caught
set
up in
that
it.
up so that
Yeah.
Kelly could say that.
You know, sometimes you're just talking, and
Just
you
get
forget
excited.
the mics are on, or you forget the cameras are on. I know it's hard to believe, but when
You're so used
she's
to
done
it.
so many years of that show, she's used to cameras being in front of her, so she probably just forgets.
And here's the thing, as far as it sounding different when you see it, a lot of times when you're watching a clip and it's been dubbed a million times, they time compress these things, they speed them up, they want to get more content in the clip, and it doesn't sound all that natural.
Yeah, I guess so. I think that
I just wish she would. It's weird. It's like she's holding back there in that clip. Like she's trying to tell you what she did, but she doesn't want to tell you.
I got a
Which is
super,
weird.
super double secret
Well,
skinny shot.
Like,
No,
or
I
did she
feel
take
like the reason
Manjaro,
she
or
did
did she
that-
take
Yeah, like, why
Mugabe,
couldn't
whatever it
she-
is?
what's the one that Oprah said? Oprah didn't say the brand either, because
I
if
thought
you
she said
say the
Manjaro.
brand, then it's like you're endorsing the brand.
Well, they
and
won't
they're
say
not
the
getting
brand.
paid by the brand to endorse the brand. That's why they make a point to say it's not Ozempic, because Ozempic is not paying
That's just
them
like
to take that.
it's like Kleenex.
Yeah,
Tissue
Kleenex
paper
is
is
tissue paper, but
genericized.
people don't say, give me a tissue. They say, you have any Kleenex?
I don't think I know anyone that's doing that weight loss that is using Ozempic. It's mostly that
Other
Skinny
stuff.
shot?
Manjaro,
Semaglutide.
like skinny shot, or
It's
Or the
called
skinny shot
Bonjaro.
has-
Manjaro, I believe.
Well,
Kilimanjaro?
there's one that's called Wegovy. There's one that's called Manjaro. There's one that's called Ozempic, and there's one Sam. It's called the Skinny Shot. But what is semaglutide?
Semaglutide.
But semaglutide
that's
is
the-
like a
that's the
generic
main-
form of what's in those shots.
That is the
No, that is the stuff that's in the shot.
yeah. The other companies must buy it and. put
So
their
for
name
people
on it.
that are not familiar with that skinny shot, what exactly does it do? It makes you lose your appetite, or it speeds up your metabolism?
When
It's
last
supposed
year
to
when
help
I
you
was
break
gaining
down
weight,
sugar,
I
right?
tried it last year for a few months because my doctor had some samples.
Mm-hmm.
And
Samples.
yeah, so I had I lost like 17 pounds.
Whoa. And
Yeah.
how long did
And
it
how
take
did
you
you
to lose
feel?
that?
I felt good, but I felt full. Like
Right.
it was kind of like weird.
So
like you go somewhere to eat, or if you eat bad, like you went fast food, you better be near a bathroom.
Really?
Hour later,
You poop a lot on that shot?
I mean, if you eat bad,
Personal experience wasn't
everyone's
like
different.
that. Yeah, it's all different. Mine was just I wasn't hungry at all, so I would eat small portions because I'd get full so quickly, and then I felt like I had energy with it because I
So
just had a baby, and then I
It
just
did
kept
jack
getting
your
sick.
metabolism up then.
I don't know if you would consider
But I stopped
my
it.
metabolism
I did for
going
a
up
few months,
higher.
then I
Just
gained,
wasn't hungry.
You gained it back?
Not all of it, like 8 pounds back.
Some people do gain it back.
Then I went back
I
to the
just
gym and-
maintained.
How long did it take you to lose that 17 pounds?
Was it like 3 weeks or a month?
No, it was like 4 months.
Yeah, mine
4
was a couple months.
Okay. That's
and the
healthy.
other thing
I
too
didn't want
about
to lose like.
Yeah, you don't want to lose it all at once, like in a week. That's not
Right.
good.
But basically, I wasn't going to fast food. And I wasn't doing these things. It's just like if I just
Yeah,
did that
you-
normally.
Like I wasn't
Like,
craving booze or anything like that. So right there, I was eliminating alcohol
But if
content,
you're
which is a lot of
overweight-
Yeah,
calories,
yeah.
and then food with smaller portions. So you're gonna lose weight.
And then you kind of
Because-
learn like that way. Now I don't even need as much. I haven't done that shot in like a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
and you're
but-
still feeling the effects of it.
Like I still feel like I don't eat as much.
It's
Is that
conditioned
normal?
you.
Maybe condition me or something.
I think that's what it is. That's why I started it, because everybody's like, "You're so tiny, you don't need that." But I wanted to lose the baby weight, and I just could not get my brain to like reset in the sense of like you only need small portions of food, like you only need a certain amount, and so that's what I needed to kind of.
I have a question about everyone who's using it now.
Yeah.
So, great. What happens when you can't use this for the rest of your life? I couldn't imagine.
Or can you? That's the question.
Well,
I don't think
Do
you
not know
want
this?
to.
Nothing's
I
good. You know, everything's good in moderation, but
Moderation's
this
key.
doesn't sound good. Like
I guess if you get diabetes and stuff, what's the
Yeah,
And you-
diabetics use it for their lives.
Well, that's
Right.
for a doctor to determine.
Depending
if,
on-
you know,
people are 350 pounds and they're like 5'2".
But
Yeah.
then does it
Right.
come back? Say, all right, I'm done with that now. Will all that weight come back?
Well, I'm assuming it
You
does
need to
because
adjust
how
your lifestyle.
right, and most people don't. Doesn't with
And
any
that's
diet.
yeah, that's the issue.
I
That's,
told you about my friend that joked with the pendulum. Let's go swing the other way because every single thing you try,
fad diets.
you're good
Yeah.
on the lane for a while, but then once you veer from that lane and you go back to like
Or something happens in your life where someone passes away or
get divorced,
divorce,
Things like
and
that.
Then you just get off.
stress eat.
Yep.
And the thing about did I say this yesterday? I don't know. We didn't bring up the shot yesterday, but I said something like people want to tell you how they think you should lose weight, how they think you should grieve, how they think you should.
well, because
or
they know
exercise.
what
or
works for
exercise.
them.
That's- everyone has
Not
their
even
own
what works for
journey.
them. They just want to have their own comments because just playing that clip of Whoopi Goldberg and Kelly Clarkson, somebody texted you shouldn't take that shot. That's not good for people to know that. Well, who are you to say that?
It saved a lot of lives
It
out
has
there.
saved a lot of people. And if you've never struggled with your weight, or if you have, maybe look. I know that it's a very expensive shot. It is a very expensive shot, and I don't know how much
I would
insurance
have done it
covers.
if it wasn't free. I had it free.
Yeah, so
I'm like,
I
all right,
think
I'll
that
try.
if you have diabetes and you get that prescribed to you, is it cheaper? Because I know it's a very expensive shot, so that's why not
insurance.
everybody is getting it.
right, some insurance,
People
yeah.
that get insurance because they could get diabetes. They have
Right.
Diabetes.
Right.
If they could save your life, when that thing becomes a pill form,
Is it going to become a pill form?
they've been working on it.
I can't imagine that
Oh,
it wouldn't be
wow.
eventually.
Just have to
Believe me.
pop a pill.
That's
Oh,
that's their end game there. That's when,
Yeah, it's your liver doesn't want to break down a lot of this stuff.
that's
That's why, like for instance, testosterone has to be injected into you.
So I got my testosterone shot yesterday.
Oh my gosh!
oh, God.
And
I haven't broken anything yet, have I?
Tomorrow's your first rapid fire under the
Yeah,
shot.
let's see what happens.
oh man, how long does it take that
For it to kick in?
you can do it every week.
No, but
All of a
your
sudden-
muscles are really perky today.
Starts turning green.
You're the Hulk.
Don't anger him.
You don't wouldn't like me when I'm angry. All right, coming up next, we're going to check in with your calls from the listener line. Every time we talk about anything here on the Roula and Ryan show, people listen to it later on podcast or even while they're listening to it and they couldn't get on the live show. They'll call the listener line at 713-278-VENT.
What are some of the headlines, Ryan?
Some of the headlines, we did How Often Are You Doing It last week. Somebody's got a really good piece of advice, how they spice things up in their relationship. And a great inspirational look at me now.
Cool.
That's next on the Roula and Ryan show.
It's time to check in with Roula and Ryan's listener line.
You have 912 messages.
Ew. Screw you, clown.
You are a know-it-all, know-nothing. Really?
Now we have 914 messages.
KRB.
713-278-VENT. That's 8368 on your phone. Leave us a comment whether you're listening to us live and couldn't get through or you're listening to us later on podcast.
I think that's what's so interesting about the listener line, because when I'm going through this, over the last year, I'd say people have really changed the way they consume the Roula and Ryan show. A lot of streamers, and people might pick up on something that we did a week ago.
A lot of people who don't even live here.
Remember this, a lot of people are graduating. Teachers will be off in a few weeks.
So then they can go binge.
Don't want you to be behind because we're still going to be here this summer doing some crazy stuff.
Every day's a new day.
And then you come back and go, wait, what happened there? What's going on there?
And actually, to your point, Eric, before we get into the calls, if you are
Podcast.
graduating, you graduate college or you graduate, high school specifically, and you're going to move along to somewhere else for the next few years, you can take the Roula and Ryan show right there with you in your pocket.
A little bit of home.
That's what's so great
every
about
day.
it. So last week we were talking about how often are you engaging in romance in your relationship.
How are you doing it? How are you doing it?
I was trying to be nice. This gentleman called with some tips.
Been married 14 years, spice-wise every other day, perhaps twice to 4 times throughout the day. I work in the field. She works in the apartment industry. So from time to time, spice it up, meet somewhere at a bar or go to her location of job. And what I'll do is I'm looking to lease And of course, let the rest to your imagination. Between both of us, we have 10. I have 7 myself. You have a good day. Love you. Listening to you guys every day. God bless.
Oh, wow.
10 kids.
Yours, mine, and ours?
I thought he was talking in code there sometimes when he was talking.
like, what?
I'm like, what?
Yeah, he was trying to talk around things.
But then he didn't even say kids.
I know that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
He didn't say kids. I didn't edit that
I
out.
have
He
7,
literally.
she has 10.
I have 7.
I'm like, is that
What?
O's? What are you talking about?
Right.
7 O's.
What are we doing here? So he just admitted going to her work and hooking
Yeah,
up while
yeah.
they look at
But didn't the
apartments.
won't the workers know? Like, hey, isn't that your husband?
I guess
Or does he come in the mustache? Like, I have a
Oh, hello.
mustache.
I'm looking for an apartment.
yeah.
Could you show me what's to lease?
Anytime you think about that role playing, I
Desecrating
think
all
of
those empty apartments.
think of Modern Family. Oh God, Roula.
That's what he's basically saying.
Yes.
Right,
That is
absolutely.
exactly what
And
they're
isn't there
saying.
like a main?
There's always that showroom.
Thank you. That the showroom one.
Oh, the
right?
show apartment.
The show apartment. Yeah.
They're for sure desecrating the show apartment.
Ew.
But there's
fake bed
all
in there.
kinds of units that they're turning over that they probably won't even show today. You know, like, oh, this one's in turnover.
So what you're
There's no bed
saying
in that
then,
one.
when any of
That's
us
carpet.
Right.
when any of us buy a house,
Gross.
we should do a deep cleaning before we move in.
Probably.
For sure. Or
Standard.
apartments at
Cleaning.
least.
Standard. For sure.
Okay, so last week I was talking about somebody made a catty remark about oh, you went to that charity just for a photo op, and this woman brings up a good.
Wait, you have to
Wait,
set
what
that
is
up. That's not a set.
Sorry.
You need to set that up.
So,
Ryan called out somebody on his family Facebook who called him out for going to a charity event under the wrong.
Like you're just
pretense.
doing it for a photo op, and I was like, that's a horrible thing to say because it's like I do it because I want to help and I've got the ability to do so. But she brings up a good point.
Ryan was talking about people telling him that he was just going to the fundraisers and benefits for a photo op. As someone that works for a nonprofit and the fundraising side of it, I don't care if you're using us for a photo op. If you pay your money for a table or a chair, I am more than happy to let you come and take your photo op. I'll even smile. I'll get the executive director to come stand next to you so that you look great. Whether it's a photo op or not and you're doing it for a selfish reason, which, Ryan, I don't think you're doing. I hear the passion in your voice. The nonprofit benefits. Isn't that what the whole point of this is? So anyone that tells you you're just doing it for a photo op, screw them. If you have a passion for what you're doing and you want to help people, that's all that matters. Tell them to go suck it.
Because I said if you've ever eye rolled or side eyed the socialite page or paper of anything you ever seen, all of those people in those pictures are helping to make that charity go round because they're there for the reason. Like, I know it takes money to put it on, but it also takes money to put it on to bring in the high dollar baller people to spend
I think we
their
all just
money.
get jealous when you see these people that are so rich flaunting all their money.
Yeah.
And the diamonds and their cars. But they're doing a good thing. They're trying to
You'll be
raise money.
happier. Yeah, you'll be
What'd I
happier
tell-
if you
what'd I
just
tell you
worry
that-
about yourself and stop being so judgmental.
Like you see some people that don't work. That's their whole job is charities. But you know what? Good for them. They could be just staying at home watching Netflix because that's what I'd be doing.
Eric could win the $1 billion lottery and he won't be at any event.
truth, Eric,
He will
right
just
there.
be
I'm
binging
like, wait,
Netflix.
you want me to come to your charity?
Alone.
How about you want me? I'll just give you $100,000 and I don't have to go.
Yes, 100. Because
They
then
will
you
take
don't
that
want to
too.
dress up.
Yeah,
That's
the-
not your scene.
You're not going to show up in my Netflix clothes?
Yeah, here, I'll give you the money.
There you
I don't need
go.
to be there.
Rula, you were doing your Rula's relationship roulette topic last week, and you're talking about how.
Is it ever okay to lie to your mate about what you spent on something? We got a lot of calls, and one of them she goes, Of course you have to. And she talks about her slush fund and how she pays out of this a fund that they have an Airbnb in Galveston that her husband doesn't really pay attention when it's rented or not. So all that money goes into the slush fund. And she's like, I rented a lot.
That
Just
did
a
not
lot.
set well with this man.
Hold on. So we're just going to ignore the big pink elephant in the room. A hidden account. I've heard multiple women talk about having a hidden account on this last segment. Now, if a man had a hidden account, would that be okay? Is having a hidden account in a relationship or marriage okay? You're literally hiding funds in the relationship. If the roles were reversed, we'd be hounding the man for having a hidden account. What is up? Hold on, let's press rewind and go back and talk about that.
Well,
When the woman
the reason
talked
men
about
are doing
her
it is because they've got a mistress.
cheating on their
Yeah, they're using it to probably get hotels or something. So
They're
they
not
have
looking out for the family dynamic.
Right, because the woman,
Yeah.
the woman who said that she has that account. She goes, you should have an account like that for your own safety, because she's saying, like, what if this person that provides your life walks out on you and then you're left with nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Her whole thing was about, as a woman, she was trying to stress, as a woman, you should have that for those reasons. But that's not always true. I mean,
that works for anybody. I mean, if whoever
Right,
the
you could
breadwinner is,
argue both
a lot of women are
sides.
successful. I know a lot of women that are doctors and they just, their husbands are stayed home with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be protected as well.
have you seen the Amazon commercial where the dad's a stay-at-home dad and the mom goes to work and he's
trying to drink
up with
coffee?
the babies? He's ordering coffee and grounds and the
But he gets into it?
espresso machine, and he's like, "Okay, I'm ready to be dad today without that coffee." I thought it was a cute commercial because
Yeah.
it was the role reversal there. Even though it's 2024, that role reversal has been around for at least 10 years, but it's not portrayed in commercials.
Mr.
Like that
Mom.
yet. Mr. Mom.
Oh, I love that movie.
That's an old school movie, man. That's an old school movie.
sure
Michael
they'll
Keaton.
remake
This
it, I'm
movie,
sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised they have not. It was Michael Keaton who was the original Batman, Sam, and Terry Garr, who maybe you might know her from the repeat of Friends, where she plays Phoebe's real mom. And she goes to work in advertising, and the husband had been laid off from the car company he worked for, so he's at home with the babies. And he's like in the rain trying to drop off the kids. It was like, "You're doing it wrong." He's like in
horseshoe.
the long driveway. He goes to the deli counter to buy cheese, and there are like 15 people at the deli counter, and he's like, "I just want some cheese." She goes, "We have Gouda, Edam, Munster, provolone, Havarti." He's like, I just need some cheese." "Oh, come on, man."
It's a good
like
look.
he didn't know how to buy groceries right.
And it's like 40 years old, so it's a good look at what life was like in the 80s.
Oh my God, because she's being totally sexually harassed at work. It's terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can't.
It is so terrible.
I can't remember the movie. I just remember that he
Scene.
stayed
Oh
home.
yeah, that
They had
guy
a
was
vacuum
like,
cleaner that was really mean,
Oh, yeah. He was afraid of the vacuum cleaner.
scary or something.
"My whoopee."
The whoopee. That was the kid's
whoopee.
blanket.
Hey, yo. Time for KRBE's Roula and Ryan show to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
Okay, so here is the last day of school for the different districts, okay? So May 23rd is the last day for Katy, Fort Bend, Alief, Tomball, Pasadena, Pearland, Deer Park, and LaPorte. May 24th, the next day, will be the last day for Klein and Galena Park. And then May 31st is Clear Creek, Spring, and Cy-Fair. And then finally, HISD's last day is June 5th. So all the way June 5th. That's when HISD is wrapping it up. Roughly 200 parents and students started their day-long protest in front of Meyerland Performing and Visual Arts Middle School. Protesters outside the school held signs blasting state-appointed Superintendent Mike Miles, calling for the protection of principals and teachers. We did the story yesterday how they're literally firing principals who were teachers of the year last year.
Principals of the year, right?
Principals of the year, yeah. I mean,
sucks.
how do you do that? Well, they declined that rapidly in 1 year?
In 1 year, they're
Wow. So we'll see what happens. They're raising I think it's great that they're passionate and they're out there protesting
I
it.
saw the cameras out everywhere yesterday.
Mm-hmm. We'll
Good
see
for
what
them.
happens.
That's a really rough time to be a teacher and administrator.
The most important
Or
job in the
librarian,
world.
or the
Or anything.
custodian there too as
Custodians,
well.
Everybody, just do your best, I guess, with what they give you. I don't know.
You're so close.
I'm
Just
so
a few more
sorry.
weeks.
I know. And then
Just
just
relax
got a
a
little
little
bit of time. So yesterday I did the story about how the Go Topless Jeep weekend is coming to Galveston this weekend. And a
Is
lot
it
of
Galveston or Crystal Beach?
Crystal Beach.
Is that that's on Bolivar Peninsula?
You got to
Or
take the
where is
ferry
it?
over there.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bolivar Peninsula.
Yeah.
So a lot of businesses I was talking about are not going to be open. Last year, they made 200 arrests. Dozens were hospitalized for various injuries. Luckily, nobody was killed last year, which has not always been the case. The Big Store, that's the big main store that they have. It's called the Big Store. It's going to close at 1 p.m. on Saturday and will stay closed until Monday morning.
All I worry about is the police officers and the pedestrians that are just there for their families.
Like Mad
Injured.
Max with Jeeps.
Well, listen to
Remember that
this.
officer was injured last year, or was it 2 years ago?
Oh, I
He
don't
got
remember
hit.
I think it was 2 years ago. The manager of the Big Store said she's learned her lesson. Theft and crazy behavior is what made her choose to stay closed. She said she called deputies for help last year, and she was told by the police, "Don't call us unless there's blood."
Because there was, it's overwhelming
other
with
things
how many
going
other
on
people is going on there.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, good for her that she knows that she's going to shut it down. You know what? You could take that hit for 2 days, but she probably saves
Save
herself
money,
money
yeah.
by not being open.
Yeah, by being
All the
robbed
theft.
and all
And if
that
you're going
horrible
to Jeep
behavior.
Weekend, can you just behave yourself? Can you turn the reputation of Jeep Weekend around? How about that? How about you
what's
turn
gonna
that
happen
weekend
is-
around?
The Broncos are going to show up.
They're not part of the crew.
Chiefs and the Broncos.
They're going to start a war.
They're not part of us.
Broncos versus
It's
the
going to be a
Jeep.
musical
Cool
on
boy.
Broadway. Jeep Weekend.
What about the Tesla trucks?
Oh, yeah, did they show up?
Those aren't allowed either.
There's only
They're
like
the,
one because
like
it
the
costs like
other-
200,000.
only
Nobody can afford
They're
those.
called the socials. right?
The
The outsiders, the greasers, and the socials. Those are the rich
socials.
kids. They're the Cybertrucks.
Did you see the one that the viral picture going around? He goes, homemade Cybertruck. The guy looked like he made it out of tin foil.
Because they cost so much money.
We're running like an avalanche, wherever that truck was back in the day.
Coming up next, somebody has gotten their payback and dished out some revenge. We're going to hear all about it next on the Roula and Ryan Show.